What's going on, guys? I appreciate all of you hanging out, waiting on the stream to start. For those who catch the replay, though, hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on all notifications with these live chats. You can take part right along with us. So I'm quite excited to do this. I have seen a lot of bad and some good, mainly because of the consistency, texturing of the milky, high concentration oil that's with the water-based fragrance in Sauvage Eau Forte. I have not watched a single content creator's opinion on it. I'm just going off of feedback from you guys. I have seen a little bit of it. It's a fresh, spicy smell, a little musky. I've seen it's terrible. I've seen worst release of the year. I've seen it's not that bad. People are crazy. I get 10 hours. I get 8 hours. I get 12 hours. It smells good on me. I don't know what they're talking about. So I don't know. And somebody, I don't think he put it out yet, so I'm not going to hang him out there to dry, but an opinion I value as much as my own in that when it comes to fragrance. I'm sure you can narrow that down because there's only one other. He likes it. So be on the lookout for his video. Of all people to like this, yeah, him. He likes it. So I have high hope. He renewed my faith in this fragrance. And we have Gentleman's Society Extreme. This is the one I'm most excited about. This is banger potential right here. And then for the hell of it, I grabbed Mugler Cologne Come Together. I do have the original Terry Mugler Cologne and super familiar with it. The top's a little spoiled, just a little bit. The citrus after like 2 or 3 minutes, it's fine. Kind of wanted to get a newer, fresher version. From my understanding, it's exactly the same. I figured, what the hell? I bought it. What can I say? And then once again, we went back to the well with Mancera. Amberful is my sin of the day. I got 5 sprays on. In my sin of the day shorts video, I titled it in between Tigar and Ganymede, because I think that's a fair assessment of this fragrance. It kind of falls in between both. It's not metallic like Ganymede. If you want metallic like Ganymede, and honestly, in my opinion, better, Gritty Supernova. I was going to wear that today, but I bumped it to wear this again because I'm working on a review for it. So maybe tomorrow, unless Sauvage Eau Forte compels me, probably going to wear Gritty Supernova tomorrow. I like that so much more than Ganymede. Just saying. But I do get where the Ganymede tie-in comes from here, but the citrus here is just amazing. Dry, woodsy, a little spicy, green. Doesn't have all that metallic of Ganymede, though. That's where it omits it. Good performance. This is, honestly, I think this is one of my favorite things they've released in the last 2 years. I think, honest to God, I like this release more than Tonka Cola. Like, my first impressions, it was good, but now that I've been spraying it and wearing it, I love this. The wearability on this is through the roof. Through the roof. We're talking possibly more versatility than Cedrat Boise. Yeah, I said it. It came out of my mouth. I sure did say that shit. It's continuing to impress me. It's not the most groundbreaking scent in the world, but it smells really good. It's attractive. It performs well, and it's crazy versatile. Well worth the 109 that I spent on it. So let's get caught up with the chat real quick. Great to see everybody. We got 103 in the first 3 minutes. Hit that thumbs up on your way in. It does help. I sure appreciate it. We got tons of comments to try to get caught up on real quick. Yeah, I mean, it's the kind of thing that stops me from getting original vetiver, you know, because I have a 10 ml of original vetiver again. I love original vetiver. I almost bought it yesterday. I bought Himalaya instead. I did buy some more fragrances, but I bought Himalaya. It was such a good price for 100 ml. I just couldn't help myself because my decant from Himalaya has been going for years. I actually really like Himalaya. That's underappreciated. Myself, Le Parfum, good fragrance. Kaylin, good to see you, sir. Oud Maracuja, that's an amazing fragrance. Won it in a raffle. Hell yeah. Raja Oceania, great fragrance. Good to see you, Dan. Suspiro Dolce Melody. I'm a little jealous. I didn't get my bottle yet. I will be getting it this year, though. Let him know, Neil. Let him know. Habibi New York Palace Grove. Never tried that one. Beast Mode Fico di Amalfi. Noted. Pico Valladama. I believe Unaveraged Joe's a big fan of that one. I don't think I've ever tried that one. Good to see you, my man. Dior Homme Cologne for Fuzz Man. Smelling like lemonade. Hell yeah, you can't go wrong there. My favorite Lacoste fragrance. Great choice. Love this gym. Me too. Me too. God Scent, a.k.a. I'm wearing nothing. Smelling the way you were intended. There you go. Sean, good to see you, my man. Madawi 40-year golden anniversary by Arabian. Never heard of it. Probably the best floral vanilla combo I've ever worn. I did. By Arabian Oud. Okay, that's what I figured. The water base is not gonna. It's gonna run because Lamar Caviar ran a little bit because it's water based. It's Now, Nautica Oceans didn't really run like that. I don't think it had a lot of water in it, but it is water-based as well. But we'll see. We're going to start with that one. We're not going to hold anticipation. We're starting with Sauvage Eau Forte here in just a few minutes. No worries, sir. I have a feeling based on your comment that you actually like it. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Have is Lamar Caviar. Me as well. It is good. It's just not as good as Lamar to me. Do is Bottled Pacific. I'm assuming that's Boss Bottled Pacific. My man, what's going on? Azaro Wanted Tonic, one that doesn't get much attention, but I like it. Ditto. Me and you, we like those gets crapped on by everybody fragrances. Spice Bomb Night Vision, EDT, and Wanted Tonic. My man, I love you. You're awesome. You're right there with me on fragrances like that, man. People overcomplicate things. Oh, it's generic. You mean it smells good and it's not crazy unique? Oh, how dare they make a smells good fragrance, them fucking assholes. Right? People overcomplicate things. They want a designer brand like an Azaro or a Victor and Rolf to reinvent the wheel every single release, and it's just not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Look at 1 Million Gold. I'm disappointed in that, but I might still end up getting it at some point. But it's. I mean, what were we expecting? Because they've been doing, really good smelling fragrances in a row. That kind of generic woody fragrance, but it doesn't mean it doesn't smell good. Price is right. I'll still get a bottle and give it some more chances. That's one that I could throw in that category with. Yeah, but not bad. Great choice. Aqua Joe Absolute. Creed Millesime Imperial. John, good to see you. Artist of Pure. Kick of the day. The Yeezy 350 V2 Oreo. So we're going to go that far into it. I'm taking a poll. So AE1 Lows came in. I immediately did the video. So it's a nice, slick, clean look with the navy laces that come on it. But I'm very torn with the white laces. Wife likes them with the navy laces. Polo and J's, my man Marcus, likes them with the white laces. I like both, but I'm not going to keep them like this. I did it like this for the video, for the on foot. What do you guys think? White laces or navy laces? I do think this is a cleaner look. I'm kind of leaning the navy laces, but what do you think? Let me know. Somebody mentioned kicks, so it's on my mind. I wanted to, survey you guys, see what you guys thought. Please, I would love some feedback. I'm serious because I'm so torn. I like both. All right, let's see. Where was I? Acknowledge the tribal reviewer. I appreciate that, sir. Aqua Atlantique, that's one of the greatest aquatics of all time, in my opinion. Atomic Rose, beautiful fragrance. Good to see you as well. Hello. 2651, I believe you remember, is what you mean. Cosmic Pepper, great fragrance. Good to see you, my man. Sunday Indie. Oh, so the new one from FOMO. I still haven't tried that yet. Good to see you. Good to see you. No worries. And I'm sure it'll be almost the same or good enough, but not exactly the same, just like every other clone. Most clones, not all of them. Some of them are better than the originals, but there's so few that are better than the originals. Oh, wow. Oof. Got some balls on you there. Aventus clone for Roy. Excellent choice. Grape Ape. Smells like grape soda. Smells like grape soda and grape bubble gum. Never heard of it. Shout out to EQ for the review. He's going live tonight. He's going to be talking about this and Killian Old Fashioned, as a matter of fact. I saw his post earlier. So if anybody wants to hear his wild ass take, because he's going to give it to you raw, he'll be live later this evening. LeBeau's a great choice. Selly, good to see you, my man. Selly's the one sold me on this. And Selly, I've fallen in love with it. I'm sure you heard what I had to say in the opening. Prowling Rose Extreme, the one I don't have. Sauvage Eau Bukaki. All right. Wearing a sample of dark leather. It's just doesn't perform really well on me, but I like it. Brioni Eau de Parfum, cocktails and catamarans in the evening. Nice double impact right there. Amber and Roses, I've never tried. My man Kix Griffey. Kirk Elliott, sensational. Kix Griffey approved. FWO Wolfpack for life. Good vid on Careverse. That video flopped. I did not think it was going to flop. It's still only got hundreds of views. I think it just got to 1,000 views, maybe. I thought for sure, man, this is going to be one people are going to want to watch. Now, over time, that video is going to grow and grow and grow. But I thought there was going to be immediate impact with that one. I was certain that video was going to have at least a few thousand views today. That is not the case. That is totally not the case. I was very surprised by that. Saga, good to see you. Hollister Wave, I haven't worn that in forever. Good to see you, my man. Timbuktu, I've heard good things. Miss Heather, I got your package. Thank you very, very much. Very generous of you. Miss Heather's a real one for those of you that didn't know. If you didn't know, now you know. You should really watch her on Dedrick Stream. She's the real deal. So thank you very much. I did, like I said, I did get that bubble mail. Anytime I see a bubble mailer from Dillard's, I know what's up. For those of you that didn't know, not the first time I've gotten something from Miss Heather. Miss Heather's the hookup. I'm telling you. So what do you think about it? I haven't tried it, the new Chanel. I have not tried it. Welcome, sir. Lime, basil, and mandarin I never tried. Club de Nuit Milestone for Nerd says. That's a great fragrance. Actually enjoyed Sauvage Eau Forte. I think it's a great musky, fresh scent for work. That's kind of what I'm hearing as well. Nice and fresh, spicy, and musky. That's what I'm hearing. Without the ambroxan. Without some sweetness. Like, I'm curious. I have a gut feeling. It's Justin, for those of you who didn't figure out. If Justin, of all people, likes this, I'm pretty confident I'm going to be able to appreciate it. Angry Tomato, my man. Amber Oud, in my opinion, of course, or at least to me, it's the best oud rose fragrance I've ever smelled. Nothing comes close to the purity, the richness, the blend, the pure enjoyment of wearing that fragrance to me. That is my favorite oud rose combination out of all the ones I've ever smelled. Lamani Gold Oud, good to see you, my man. Gucci Guilty Elixir for the first time a few days ago. Let us know what you thought about it. Ken, good to see you, my man. Legend Blue. I'm assuming Mont Blanc. That's a really good release from this year. Basically minty Percival. Missoni Wave. That's a great fragrance. I would say if you don't have either, get the Parfum. The Parfum is superior, but don't get both. They're wildly redundant unless you just feel like you have to. Coach Green. I wouldn't call it a beast, but it is underrated. I do appreciate I do agree with underrated. Greenlee's phenomenal. I might have to skip some, guys. We're so far behind here. Vintage Green's a good fragrance as well. Looking forward to your take. I really like it. So we got a few in the chat that seem to really like it. James, I appreciate that, but the price is crazy. So I grabbed it from Fragrance Buy for $119 for the 60 ml. They did restock the 60 ml. The initial stock had a 100 ml, but I was like, I won't need that. So I just bought the 60. It was $119 US. I was cool with that. I dropped $125 on Y Elixir, 60 ml. So I actually got it less than I paid for Y Elixir. Norstag Trois. That's actually my least favorite of the bunch. Not a bad fragrance, but my least favorite of the four. How are you, sir? Burberry Weekend Gold. My bottle's been empty. I haven't rebought it. I used to have a 1 ounce bottle of that. So guys, I am going to, like Tommy. So you're going to want to spend about $80 and buy Montal Fougères Marine. Type in TLTG Fougères Marine and go watch my review. It is as close as you're going to get ever, unless all of a sudden somebody makes another niche Tommy. But it's as close as you're going to get to a niche Tommy with real performance. It's called Fougères Marine from Montal. So I am skipping on down. I apologize. Navy laces. See, I'm kind of leaning navy laces too. Another one saying navy. I got to catch these on the way down. So we got 2 for navy laces. Apogee Parfum. We're getting into that one next. I've been seeing more and more people saying good things too. So we got 2 and 2 for navy and white. Okay, we got 3 navy. We got 3 navy and white. We got another navy, white. Shit. Everybody's split. Navy, 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 white laces, navy laces. Damn it. Seems like Navy's taking the lead. So you see what I was talking about, Marcus? I replied to your comment. Like, I'm so torn. I still got one of each on my feet. I'm polling everybody. Sauvage EDP survey says 1 more for the kicks, guys. Yeah, for sure. So we're 14 minutes in. It's time to get into Sauvage Eau Forte navy laces. So I'm kind of leaning navy laces. Seems like the vote's kind of leaning navy laces because it's a sleeker look. The white pops and stands out more. So maybe they're quick to lace up. So I guess depending on what I'm wearing, if there's white in the outfit, I might rock the white laces. But if it's all navy like I'm wearing, right, because I'm wearing navy joggers too. If it's all predominantly navy, I'll stick with the navy. Because part of the thing swaying it is the navy joggers I'm wearing. It's a very clean look. Hell yeah. Absolutely. Go check out the live stream from about 2 weeks ago, me, Dedrick, and Tazo. Tazo, we did a decant swap, and Tazo sent us decants of it. Fell in love. All right, guys, we're skipping down Navy. I got a lot of Navy votes here. So, Kathy, good to see you. No, I've heard many people like say that like the rep at Dillard's or Macy's sprayed their suit just to show it doesn't stain. It's not going to. That milky consistency is when you mix that oil with water instead of perfumer's alcohol. It's not going to stain anything. Good to see you, sir. White laces here. Damn, Team Navy laces. I've got every color of the lows so far. If they release the white Olympic ones, I think I'm going to pass because I got the Stormtroopers. I just haven't done a video on them because that would be too redundant. I don't want a redundant pair. So we actually made it to the bottom. So I'll stop right here. And we're getting into Sauvage Eau Forte, the new highly controversial release perfumed by famed perfumer Francis Kirkjohn, who I love his work in his own house. I mean, most famously, he created Le Male. I don't care what anybody says, the Sauvage bottles are nice. They always have been. And their magnetic caps and atomizers are pretty much second to none. There you go. I've heard all the sexual innuendo memes of, some man butter and all that good stuff. We'll try to keep it as clean as we can. I know I said an F-bomb already, but we'll try not to be too vulgar here. But and I'm sure when I spray it on, that's, hey, I'll be damned, Dior. Atomizer lined up. That's more of an indie brand thing. The indie brands pay attention. I think this was just luck of the draw. Ooh, big wide mist. It does glob up a little bit. Well, it smells good out in the air. People are crazy. So you can see a couple little white globs. I'm not spraying it super close because it's a big wide mist. That is inherently fresh. So here's my immediate assessment on why people are bitching and complaining. Boy, that is a serious oil sheen. It is a parfum, and it's straight up oil. The water is going to go away quick. Very musky and fresh, but clean, 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 clean. A little bit of a pepper in the background. It smells very nice. Very much an office fragrance. So I think my initial assessment here is the reason people are crapping all over it is because they wanted Kirkjohn to reinvent the wheel, but not this way. That's how I had a feeling. Justin actually mentioned this, that this had a chance at being good because it's so divisive. And so many people are split saying it's terrible. And then there's others saying people are crazy. I actually like it because it's so divisive, such a split on this release. That means that somebody looking for something different is going to like this. But not different like you've never smelled a clean, musky, fresh fragrance before. And it's the price. But guys, and I hope some of you that are crapping on this fragrance are listening, whether you're live or in the replay. You need to get over the price of everything. They're not changing. They're going to continue to go up. Try to get them at a discount. That's what I did. $119. I was lucky that they already had them at Fragrance Buy. There's a link down below if you want to check it out. Go sample it at a Macy's or something. Don't blind buy this. You're running the risk of being a crybaby on the internet about how you don't like it. Because if you don't like it, it doesn't mean you got to be a crybaby on the internet. Food for thought. I hope somebody takes that and runs with it. This is not bad. Is it remarkable? No, it's not special. It's not remarkable. It's not, oh my God, this is the best Sauvage. That's not the feeling I get when I smell it immediately. But this is the most professional smelling of the bunch. I'm a sucker for a really good office-friendly fragrance, even though I don't work in an office setting anymore. I did for the last several years before I went full-time on social media. That was what I did. That's what made me gravitate to office setting fragrances. Hence why Business Over Pleasure was an office safe fragrance. That spice is coming in more and more. It didn't really glob up. The white's already gone. If I can get it to focus. It's already gone. I mean, there's still some, you get oil sheen, you can see the shine. But that white dissipated quickly. People are overblowing it. People are bored. If you don't have anything interesting going on, let's cause some bullshit about fragrance online. We like fragrance. Let's run it in the ground. Let's over-exaggerate in our storytelling. I really think that's a lot of it. People are bored. There's something to do. The whole cult tribalistic mentality. Oh, I don't think it's that special either. I'm going to go run over there with the crowd shitting on it. And then there's other people like, I smelled it today. It's not that bad. I'd like to get it at a discount. Why are y'all crapping on it? It's very much two crowds here. I don't think there's a whole lot of down the middle. I'm sure there's some down the middle, but I'm kind of down the middle in this situation. I'm not going to crap on it because I don't think it's bad. Totally fine with what I paid for it. Here's going to be something a little divisive because some people really love Y Elixir. And I don't dislike Y Elixir. It's my least favorite of the Ys. I think this is a better release than Y Elixir. It speaks to my taste. It does. It's clean and spicy and musky. It's not changing a whole lot. It seems consistent with the way it's coming off skin. Like it's not overwhelming, but very present. It definitely has a presence. For being simple, it has presence. There is some familiarity to it. Anybody that anything in particular reminds you of, definitely comment. Let's pull these notes up. I don't think it's that bad. I think people are overreacting. Let's look at the notes. See, look, 5.5 out of 10 on 35 ratings. I think people are overreacting here. Fresh, spicy, woody, citrus, resinous, white lavender, cardamom, elemi resin, pepper, star anise, woody notes, musky notes. It's pretty straightforward. It's not, it is getting spicier as it settles down more and more. But it's so, like fresh being the main accord, totally agree. This is the way, now citrus I wouldn't list here. But I agree with the other 4 accords in the order in which they are here. I would remove citrus and put musky in third, then woody and resinous. I think that's fair. It's kind of familiar, though. What are other people saying it's similar to? Sauvage Eau de Toilette. Not so much. Like, it smells like it belongs more than Elixir. Sauvage Elixir is the biggest departure from the DNA, I find. I feel like you got to really reach to tie it to Sauvage. Whereas with this one, I think it's a bit more obvious that it's a Sauvage flanker. But at the same time, when you omit the heavy ambroxan smell, you get further and further from it. But a lot of the elements that are attractive about Sauvage are here: fresh, musky, spicy, aromatic without being soapy. It's not metallic. Maybe a little bit, a little metallic, but not like the EDT and the EDP. Very much not like those. Or like my aftershave splash that I have. I wear Sauvage aftershave weekly. I wear Sauvage. It's the same oil that's in the EDT. Weekly, all the time. Super familiar. Sure, it ties to it, but this is more approachable. This is more refined. This is more professional. I don't think it's as bad as others are saying. I really don't. Again, not special. And definitely not blind buy. Say, I did blind buy it, but I mean, I blind buy so you don't have to. It's been my motto for many years now. I think you should go out and sample it if it interests you, even if you're reading all this just hateful, just burying it, just it's so bad stuff. If you have any level of intrigue, it's a designer. It's a wildly popular designer brand and line. Go to Macy's, go to Dillard's, go to Neiman's, go to anywhere that's carrying the Sauvage line. They're going to have testers. And don't settle for a test strip. You need this one on skin. That star anise is coming out. It is making it. I get why it's listed as resinous here. It does. That elemi resin star anise combo gives this dark resin smell. Not super dark. It's still a fresh, musky, fresh, spicy fragrance. That's the main things here. Fresh, spicy, and musky. That's the main accords that I get here. I don't think it's bad. It's far from a 5.5 out of 10 for me. Where I'm sitting here and now, what I'm thinking is 8 out of 10. I actually think it's a great release for them. Some people are going to hate that I said that and say all kinds of things about me. And look, more power to you, boo-boo. This is how I feel. I'm actually going to wear this tomorrow. This gritty Supernova is getting bumped. This does compel me to want to wear it tomorrow. I don't see where the hate comes from, other than people just being bored. it's to the extreme to hate on this fragrance. I think it's just wildly extreme and too much. If you dislike the profile, you dislike the profile. But to say this is a bad fragrance, I think is a reach, personally. Is it worth retail? No, not really. But for what I paid, I'm good with, because it's in line with the other flankers at discount. It's actually less expensive than the Parfum, I believe. Let's take a look. Just from, because I mean, this is where I bought it. Let's go to in stock. I want to make sure I'm not clicking just to click. So where's the Parfum? Here's the Parfum. 60 ml is 104. All right. Been out for several years. Still my favorite version. And where's Eau Forte? It's 119. So it's $15 more for the literal brand new, just came out a month ago release. Brand freaking new. It will get a few bucks cheaper over time to where it's around that Parfum price. I don't think this is wild to expect this to be here. It is a Parfum concentration, and it's a reformulation. It's a new flanker. And then you go and look at, say, the Eau de Parfum. Yeah, it's a little less. So 91, but it's kind of in line. It's the newest release. It's not wildly more expensive from a discounter, a popular discounter like Fragrance Buy. So go try it. Then go buy it from Fragrance Buy. Use my link because you heard it here. What the hell? Or don't use my link. Whatever. But I don't think it's that bad. I think it's 8 out of 10. Let's see who's calling me crazy and who's agreeing with me in the chat, shall we? Try to get caught up. Le Male Le Parfum's a great fragrance. Cosmic Pepper, another one wearing Cosmic Pepper. Great choice. Well, you have a hell of a workout, sir. So I'm going to skip on down a little bit. Just didn't do it. A green note that was soggy, watered down celery. See, I don't get that. Glad people can enjoy it, but it's just not my wheelhouse. And that's fair. That's fair. Totally fine. That's the nice way to say you don't like it. You know what I mean? People don't have to just be babies about everything. Midnight Dreary by Wild Ivy. I've never heard of that one. No, I would say probably because of the pretty good dose of pepperiness here, probably more to the EDP. Like saying it's a cousin, like a first cousin or a sister or brother, however you want to, like close relative to Elixir, I think it's a departure, because I've read that somewhere where people are saying it's like Elixir. I think that's a little, I don't agree. I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm saying I don't agree. I think this is closer to the Eau de Parfum because it strikes me as a relation to that, because the pepper, because the Eau de Parfum, before the Elixir came out, the Eau de Parfum was the spiciest one. It was the most pepper forward. Whereas this one, I think, is the least pepper forward of the three between this and the Elixir, but the Elixir is wildly dark and spicy. So much more super just dark, woody, spicy, heavier fragrance. Whereas this is fresher than the Eau de Parfum, but peppered like the Eau de Parfum, and you lose the ambroxan. You lose some of the sweetness that's enhanced in the Eau de Parfum from the Eau de Toilette. That's my take on it. I could see where people tie to it because it's so spicy. Like, I'm not going to say they're crazy for saying Elixir, but I think more Eau de Parfum than Elixir, if that makes sense. All right. Oh, I'm sure there will be at some point, and they'll be good enough. They won't be the same experience because Kirk John's not going to be perfuming them for the clone companies. I have a sample right now. It's a creamy fragrance with a lot of wood and musk. See, I don't get creamy, but wood and musk for sure. Indeed. I say 4.5. Well, there you go. Out of 5? Hell yeah, man. You rated higher than I do. Costa Rica. Well, that's nice. And after we get through all these fragrances, my man, stick around, and that's when we do this kind of stuff. Right now, when we're in topic, we kind of try to stick to the topic. But if you want to hang out to the end of the chat, that's when we typically do just me chopping it up, talking about whatever with you guys. So by all means, hang out to the end and hope, copy it right now so you can paste it later and not have to type it again. I fell into the trap of the new Dior Forte. I think the expectation was very high and left me feeling deflated. I actually need to give it a fair shake and do a skin test. So you haven't had it on skin yet, just test strip. Because she has the ability to test it anytime she wants when she's at work. So yeah, I would definitely recommend checking it on skin. Look, again, it's not special, it's not remarkable, but I think it's a pretty damn good fragrance if you put it in the right setting. If you work in an office setting and you like the clean professional profiles, that's what this is. It's a spicier lean. It's very much like a modern aromatic fougere, more than the other Sauvages, like the EDT and the EDP, whereas those are like, very synthetic and metallic and shower gel like because of the heavy ambroxan in them. Whereas I don't get ambroxan here. You omit that from it. And it's kind of, I bet you if this was the first profile, the original Sauvage profile, I bet guys 30 plus would have raved about this one. Because the EDT is the fuckboy fragrance, right? It's the douchebag guys wear that. That's what it's tagged as now. After all these years of Sauvage being out, Sauvage has been out for like 9 years now. 9-10 years, something like that. So imagine if this profile came out first, not necessarily water-based, alcohol-based, but this exact profile, just instead of water, perfumer's alcohol. It would smell the same. It would atomize different. It would open up differently the way it atomizes. The top would be a little different, but the formula is exactly the same. Imagine that. I think this would have been just as well received, if not better received, because it's not as wildly synthetic because it's not loaded with ambroxan. And there's no way for us to see what that timeline is like, but I have a feeling. And it would be a timeless classic. Even though I think the original Sauvage EDT really changed the game and it deserves a timeless classic, maybe a moment in time classic, if nothing else. That's kind of fair. And look, that milkiness goes away within like 1 minute. It was already absorbed and gone on my skin. That doesn't stay. That does not stay at all. Bottega Veneta Pour Homme. That's fair. That's fair. I get more leather out of Bottega Veneta, that's a greener fragrance, but I see where your head's at. It's fair. It's fair. I can get down with that. Let them know, Newt. Oh, yeah, I definitely take creatine. Everyone that works out should take creatine. Man, woman, and teenager should take creatine. Yes. Man, yeah, that's a monster. Wearing Sauvage Elixir, you wearing the beast. It wasn't for me. But you gave it a 4.5 out of 5, Philip. Right? Not a 4.5 out of 10. Just giving you a hard time. More 6 to 7 feel for me. Hey, look, it's all fair the way people feel about it. I'm just, sharing the way I feel. It's the over the top crapping on it that I think is just a bit much. Not liking it's not liking it, but making a show of it is just an exaggeration. I'm sure he didn't like it. I've been avoiding everybody's content on it, but I know Randy's made content on it. I'm sure Randy doesn't care for it. Wearing Delphinus today. Pack's going out soon with Super Ligero. I appreciate that. I'm going to get to try it. Hell yeah. Do you like it? Let me know, because I've avoided your content on purpose, because you and I kind of align most of the time with designers. That's so limited edition parfum or the pure parfum perfume. There's 2 different ones. I'm curious. I like both, but the limited edition is my jam. Only thing I'm like, wait, it looked on skin. Well, it's gone. I mean, for me, it's gone in like 1 minute. Again, and I have relatively oily skin. I would assume drier skin people, it absorbs even quicker than it did on my skin. Just go get your nose on it, Dame. Just try it. You might hate it. You might think it's terrible. Man, Ross, you gave it an 8. You're tripping. You might tell me that. I don't know, but it's just my opinion. But if you don't go spray it on your skin, you won't know. Again, I encourage everyone, avoid the test strips. If they're wanting to hand you a test strip, say, hey, you mind spraying it on skin for me so I can check it out? Like the sample Seraphine Blue, might need to buy a bottle. It's some good stuff, man. It's definitely my favorite release of the year. I had some dickhead in my comments say that I get paid every time, and he's a subscriber of mine. This happened yesterday. Literally, if you go to YouTube Studio, if they have public subscriptions turned on, as a creator, there's a little red icon by people's name in YouTube Studio. If you're subscribed to me, and said, this dude gets paid every time he says Seraphine Blue. So such disappointment Why the fuck are you subscribed to me, dickhead? You know, like that's what I wanted to say, but I just block and remove. Like I'm tired of saying that George doesn't pay me for reviews. At this point, it's just get the fuck off my channel. That's where I'm at with it. Like I'm done trying to explain that to people. If you want to believe that, there's a group for you to go talk about that. Go over there with that fucking negative energy. Don't come over here. I don't need your view and your subscription that bad. But the power's out. Damn. Really? Sorry to hear that, man. I'm sorry to hear that. A bunch of stuff every morning and then some more stuff at night. Limited edition. Okay, good, good. Yeah, that's my favorite. Hell yeah. Asad Zanzibar. Didn't like it off rip, but better after about a month. Went back to it and it grew on me. Still prefer City Rhythm Puerto Rico. I need to spray that again. It's been a little while since I sprayed that. Really? Damn. So I have a decant that I got from Miss Heather. It's right there. So I need to try that. I think longevity going to make or break the new Sauvage. It's coming off my hand pretty consistently. Like, I'm not going to call it a beast because it's not, but it's got some, it's got some presence. I appreciate that. Thank you, sir. So there is one. It came out in 2022. The EDT came out first, Dylan. There's a bunch of snobs being bored saying New Forte is trash. That's kind of how I feel about it. Look, if you don't like it, you don't like it. But over the top stuff, you know. If I get 8 hours, I'll be super happy. I had a feeling you didn't. Not the smell comes off like funky dry woods and terrible performance and the milky spray. Not. That being said, I thought that before I knew anyone's opinion. So let's see. Sorry about that. No worries. I just wanted to let you know because I'm trying to stick. Like that's typically what we do. Try to stick to the topic. Then at the end, it's like a good half hour. We're going to just hang out and bullshit. So by all means, if you have the time, hang out. I'd love to answer it. We just chop it up at the end as well. Like I say, I just like to chop it up with everybody. Michael Gasaway, my favorite IFBB Pro. Latafa Amir. Normally I get solid compliments on this, but late in the dry down, someone I smelled like beer. Well, that's weird. Feeling the direction of the OG and Elixir, and there's something for everyone. Surprised when I first smelled it on my skin. Yeah, I definitely want that. Ocean Noir is a great fragrance. Rocking H24 EDT. I totally agree. It's the most studied supplement in the history of human history. In human history, it's the most studied and researched supplement. I wish I could go back in time with all these things when I was 15 and say, see, Mom, when creatine was new. See? Stop giving me a hard time. She was convinced it was steroids. No, it's so not. It's a volumizer. That's literally what it does. It forces water into the muscle. It's all it does. No, I would not. I don't think so. I'm starting to get a little green. I see where people are coming from. There's like an earthy green tone to it. Similar to that of Polo 67. Really? Well, see, that's the funny thing. Almost all designers that people are going to care about cost that now. That's what I was saying about 10, 15 minutes ago for everybody to get over the price, because all the designers cost almost $200 for 100 ml at retail now. Almost all of them that are coming out. Very few are like 150, and even then it's the mid 100s. Cost of goods has gone up over the last couple of years. It's just what it is. So they're raising their prices to keep their margins. That's just what it is, my man. Niche is going up too. So that logic, flawed. Just letting you know, Tyree, that logic is flawed, my man. So day before yesterday, I wanted to get 2 hamburgers extra at McDonald's. I was in the mood for shit food. I hadn't had shit food in a while. A large fry, no salt, and 2 hamburgers, extra pickles, extra onions. They were just cheap ass regular hamburger. It was $10.35 at McDonald's. So tell me again how designer fragrances are too expensive when that used to be a $3.50, $4, like under $5. Like 2-3 years ago, that was under $5 for me to eat that. So cry me a river, Tyree. Lots of love, but cry me a river. That is too expensive. So it goes right into it. It's hard to complain about that. when that's just the way the world is right now. Hopefully that'll change one day. But where we at now, everything's too damn expensive. Been gone for 20 minutes. I'm not experiencing that. It's probably from skin to skin. It's probably different for people. Whereas I haven't seen it after the first minute. They've been gone. And I gave myself 2 sprays on this hand. Those clumps have been gone. I did, but there was some piling on that happened, so I had to go ahead and get them assholes up out of there. As a new fragrance lover, I've only tried Sauvage EDT, but it's very good. My wife loves it. I wear the aftershave splash weekly. Terrence, good to see you, my man. So let me skip on down because I want to get into the next one. I want to get into Society Extreme. Yeah, it absolutely does. It definitely does. And I'm shopping for a Rolls Royce right now. But you go ahead with your bad self. Get yourself a Wraith. Get you a Wraith, Rick. That's what I'm talking about. Normally my taste aligns with yours, but Eau Forte was a disappointment for me. Look at, I had a feeling this was going to be an unpopular opinion. I don't love it, but I damn sure don't hate it either. I think for you put it in the right setting, I think it works. If you like spicy, fresh, musky fragrances, office friendly, it's an 8 out of 10 if you put it in the right setting. To go on a date, it's probably a 5 out of 10. You know, to just wear casually, probably still 5 or 6 out of 10. Good, maybe better than good, average kind of stuff. Nothing special. But in an office setting, I think that's where it shines. I'm the situational type. I heard it was Iris, actually. All right, so we're going to skip down a little bit. Yesterday, it's not as bad as people say. I agree with you, Caesar. All over the internet, my man. Fragrance Buy, Fragrance Net, all kinds of places. They were in rack stores like Nordstrom Rack. Neither, honestly. That's why I don't have a bottle of either. Neither compelled me. I've had decants of both. Neither compelled me to want them. I don't get off of it. I had to get off of it right before my show for peak week, cutting water down. But no, you don't have to get off of creatine. You just take it. You don't have to cycle off of that. That's not like eating a bunch of D-ball, my man. You can you can just take creatine. It's all good. Yeah, so there we go. 5 grams a day, every day, for as long as you want. When you get off of it, you will get noticeably a little bit smaller because that water in the muscle bellies is going to deplete a little bit. Just a little bit. Depends on your diet, though. Completely depends on your diet. I talked to him about it today. The bottles are getting filled in a few days, and I don't know if I can say when, but beginning of the month, beginning of September is going to be pre-order. I can't give you the exact date, but looks like he's going to let me do the review for pre-sale launch like last time. I asked if he was, I said, what do you think? And we're going to do that again. So I don't know when I'm getting the bottle, but I mean, I've been testing the final batch. I'm ready to do the review. I don't need to put a big dent in the bottle because that's the same, but I am going to wear it a little bit because that is a part of a production batch, whereas this is part of a test batch. This is a small, like 2-ounce lab batch, whereas the production batch is a big vat of perfumed oil, blended oil, different, macerated and all that good stuff, very different. So it's going to be richer. So I will wear that 2 or 3 times, and then I'll get it, a few days before. I'll wear it for a few days, and when the pre-sale launch happens, the day that happens, there will be a review for you guys. No, I do not like it more than Seraphine Blue. Yes, it is indeed better than Coco Loco. I'm still in the air about Citrine, though. Citrine's hard to say most stuff's better than. The opening's just so good on Citrine. But if you like pink pepper, I stick to the term. I categorize it as a sweet pepper aquatic. It's a sweet pepper aquatic. If you like pink pepper, you will love this fragrance. That is the featured note. So it is time. Nosy, good to see you, my man. I just saw you in here. What's up, my man? So with that said, Givenchy Gentleman Society Extreme. Loads of woody notes. They list the iris this time. I have looked at the notes. I've been wanting this fragrance. This one is a few bucks more or right around the same price as the 60 ml Sauvage Eau Forte. But I don't care. I wanted it. Bottle is very similar. Eau de Parfum Extreme. Man, I love this line. Any of you that haven't tried the Gentleman line, man, you're missing out. I just feel like you are. If you like woods and iris, ooh, that's got some spice. I can taste that. It's potent. Might be a little extreme versus so the other one, people were convinced had iris because it has that iris type of smell, but it was very creamy wood, resin, balmy, woody type of smell, like wood, super wood dominant. This seems to have all those woody notes. Oh, but clear iris. That has an earthiness and the makeup smell. I can tell you right now it's better than the original. Just based off that one sniff. Holy shit. Okay, this one's my kind of jam. Okay. How I've raved about Valentino Uomo Intense, shit on that fragrance compared to this. Gentleman EDP, which has kind of been, for the most part, what I call my favorite of the designer irises besides the Dior Homme Parfum. That's on its own little pedestal. Yeah, this is way better than that. This is a resinous, earthy, yet waxy iris wood fragrance. This is amazing. I was not expecting it to be this good. Oh, and it's strong too. I can't sniff it for long. It overwhelms me. It is potent. It is so good. This is so good. Sample this, iris lovers. You need to sample this. This makes the original look like a stripped down version of this fragrance. Oh my, let's pull up these notes because it's a lot of notes. Oh my, is this good? I can't even type right now. My thoughts are all over the place. This is so freaking good. This, I'm telling you now, Boston Scent Elixir just got topped. This is my favorite designer release of the year. Hands down. It's not even a question. Just based off of this opening and these few sniffs, this is my shit right here. Boston Scent Elixir has been topped. I did not think this was going to be that. Look at these notes. So 7.7 out of 10. Boy, I feel way stronger than that. This is my kind of shit right here. This is going to be the theme for the fall and the winter for me. Sweet, spicy, woody, powdery, creamy. So we got Indonesian nutmeg, clary sage, peppermint, French iris concrete, French narcissus, absolute, Ethiopian coffee. That's where that slight little earthy darkness is coming from. We got 3 different vetivers. There's the earthiness. The darkness is from the coffee. The earthiness is all these vetivers. Haitian vetiver, Madagascan vetiver, and Uruguayan vetiver. Damn. Bourbon vanilla absolute, Australian sandalwood, Himalayan cedar, and patchouli. 7.7 is too low. Anything under a 9 is unacceptable to me. So I would have at least needed to see like 8.2 from them to be like, oh, they're on point here. So, but you're going to have people that it's not their taste and everything. I get it. You got to like this style. Not everybody's going to, a lot of people aren't going to feel the way I feel. It's not too earthy, but like the way this vetiver blend with this iris and probably that nutmeg, because nutmeg will dry a fragrance out a little bit, that dry, woody, spicy smell. That will absolutely kind of give it this dark, waxy, earthy, floral smell because it's prominent iris. Sweet as the main accord, I think it's a little much here. I would go woody, powdery, spicy, creamy, sweet is the way I would organize that. This is so me. This is so 9 out of 10. And I think I'm undershooting it here, 9.5. Let's go 9.5 here. This is my favorite designer release of the year. It deserves the 9.5. Yeah, this is it. This is the one. This is my favorite designer release of 2024. I found the one to top. And Boston Scent Elixir has been my favorite from the beginning of the year. Nothing has been able to topple it with all the releases we've gotten. What a joy. And it doesn't smell redundant to most of the other designer irises, whereas Gentleman EDP does. It's in the family of Dior Homme Intense. It's in the family of Blue Noir Parfum from Narciso Rodriguez. It's in the family of Valentino Uomo Intense, where they all have subtle differences, but overall, they smell very similar to one another. Whereas this has less of that tie-in to them because there's so much more earthiness and woodiness, just as much as there is iris here. It has that enough of that to be a big enough departure to where it's not redundant to those fragrances. You don't have that high level of redundancy, and that excites me. That excites me so much because, as said many times before, I live in a world of redundancy, okay? So where I really like this, I'm in love with this. And the wearability is not high for me here. This is not this is way too much for me to wear right now in the heat. I'm going to have to shelf this. It's going to get shelved. It's unfortunate, but it's every bit of a 9.5 out of 10 for me. Yeah, it definitely smells like the original, just evolved. Camera and Noir Extreme. I'm not saying they're wrong, and I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying I disagree. You got to be nice, Ross. You can't say things about what you really think about how crazy that is. You just got to be nice and say you disagree, right? This is me thinking out loud with you guys and trying to be a little funny. Maybe I'm getting a laugh, maybe I'm not, but these two know I disagree very much. Now, Sugar Attic, I've never smelled, but I would assume it's a very sweet fragrance. I don't think this is a very sweet fragrance. Rolling in Love, I've never smelled. I don't know. Definitely ties into society. And look, there's a little bit of sweetness creeping in, but nothing I would like how they have sweet as the main accord here. It's not overwhelming vanilla right now. Maybe as it dries, it becomes all about vanilla. That'll be disappointing because I don't want it to just be a generic vanilla and wood base, but because the opening's so captivating to me. I hope it's just not overrun with vanilla and just some basic sweet designer. That'll be disappointing. And my overall assessment in a full review will change greatly if that's the case. That 9.5 will come down if that's what the dry down ends up being on this fragrance. The opening is special to me, though. I'm here for this. My initial impression of the beginning of this fragrance is a 9.5 out of 10. Based on what I'm reading and seeing here, it sounds like it might change down the generic vanilla side, and my rating will come down if that's the case. We'll find out later. You have a good one, Roy. Thanks for coming hang with us, my man. Virgin Island Water, beautiful fragrance. Have to take a little break buying fragrances. Everybody should. Nobody needs everything. This one. Clearly this one. What y'all talking about? Creatine hurts my stomach. Any different kinds of creatine that I could try? Okay, there you go. Yeah, for sure. That's what's most researched. Heard there's a new PDM on the way, 7th of September. I know you're going to like it because I know you love pink pepper. That's one of your favorite notes, if I remember correctly. So excited to see you take on Society Extreme. When I got my nose on, I thought you'd love it. And I do. I sure the hell do. I love it. Oh, God, you've never seen my review or heard me talk about it ever? You never watch a weekly rotation? It's in every one of them since it came around. You never have heard me talk about Seraphine Blue? That's what this tells me. I've only given 2 10 out of 10s, and that's one of them. And I state it's my favorite fragrance in my collection. So what do you think the answer to your question is, IBJ? I'm just shocked you didn't know this because you're in all these live streams. So I assume you watch my content if you're in every live stream. Do you just watch my live streams? And even if it's been my sin of the day and I talk about it every time we're live and it's my sin of the day. So I'm very surprised here, IBG. I am shocked that you didn't know that. If it was some random viewer, sure, I could see that. But you're a regular. I thought for sure you knew that. Tim and Society is definitely better than Society. Oh, very much better. Man, this is good. I love the coffee in the extreme. To me, it's just a smoother original with coffee. And look, I get more iris out of this than anything even remotely close to what the regular Society does. Hey, man, all of them are good. You can't go wrong with any of them, honestly. I think so. Extreme to OG profile, and then an Eau Fraiche. Ooh, that I'd be down with that. Compared to Privé, what are you talking about? Oh, the Reserve Privé? No, this is my favorite. Oh, easily. Reserve Privé is amazing, but I'd take this over it. Definitely. Because I don't wear boozy all the time. I got to be in the mood for boozy. That's boozy. That's unfortunate. I mean, you like what you like. Sally, you would like this. Yeah, you would. Best it's for me. For me, well, it's only bold words if people take what I'm saying as the word etched in stone. It's just my opinion. I might be the only person that feels that way as far as content creators. That's all good. Everybody's different. If we all thought the exact same, boy, would this be boring, right? Polo 67, I'm enjoying. That's a great fragrance. Yeah, I can't wait to wear it in the cold. People are coming around. I love it. Let's see. Damn, I knew you'd like Society. Yeah, it's my type of fragrance. They're all good. Literally every single one in that line are good. It's worth having all of them. I literally have all of the gentlemen only. I don't have all of. I only have a few, but gentleman, because there's a difference. There's gentleman and gentlemen only. Same but different. Same bottles. Well, the Society ones have this insignia on it. They're all good. EDP, Boisé, Society Extreme, Reserve Privé. I feel like I'm forgetting one. They're all amazing. They're all good. Nah. No leather. It's all woods. A little bit of coffee, iris, some vanilla's creeping in more, but it's not overtaking it. Got some spices. Nah, I think it's pretty different from that. Really? Different skin, different noses. Or yesterday, Jen loves it. It's my number 2 of the year so far. It's number 1 for me. It's number 1 for me, Randy. I can definitely get on board with the gentleman than the new Sauvage. Yeah, this is way better than the new Sauvage. I am digging Sauvage Eau Forte, though. I don't care what anybody says. I'm wearing it tomorrow. It's something I could rock year round. So the dry down is very different from the opening on Sauvage Eau Forte. I think that's where people are complaining because it is a little different. That star anise and musk are just like taking hold. So you got to be into star anise. It's got this kind of slightly funked, dark, spicy, almost licorice-like smell. If nothing about that sounds appealing, when you smell it, you might not like it. Really? Is that part of the fragrance lasted longer? Code Parfum. Sits on, everything sits on discount. Well, not everything. Most stuff does. Papa Smurf, good to see you, my man. Well, it's not that I don't talk about it. It's that I guess he hasn't heard me talk about it. I don't know. I literally 20 minutes ago talked about how yesterday I had a comment with some jackass saying that I get paid every time I mention Seraphine Blue, which is not true at all. And that's the right way to be, my man. Jay, shut up. So for any of you that aren't familiar with Jay, Jay's a smart ass that purposely does this kind of stuff. He's kind of my in-house troll at this point. Got a lot of love for Jay. Jay loves me, but Jay's also a dickhead. And right now he's laughing his ass off that I called him a dickhead because that's how Jay is. Jay loves that kind of stuff. Kicks Griffey. I copped the Extreme this past March, my birthday, but put it on ice works better. Yeah, it's not a spring and summer fragrance. Feel like Kicks, put it on ice. Hell yeah. I still love when you put me on Cerruti Bella Note. My man. You got me confused with some other bald white dude with a beard that might have talked about it because I've never smelled that fragrance. I don't think I've ever smelled that. Bella Note. Yeah, I've never. The only one I've ever smelled is the original, but Bella Note, that flanker, no. And even then, it was just a decant that my stepbrother Sam Broom had sent my way of Cerruti 1881. But yeah, Tyree, I've never. Don't feel bad though, man. One of my boys, actually my boy, we're tight at this point. We have a group chat and everything. Kalen, shout outs to Kalen. The other day he was telling me, man, I've been watching you for 8 years. Like, man, I've been doing content for 5. He's like, no, it had to be at least 7. I'm like, no, July made 5 years. I'm like, I appreciate that you've been watching 3 extra years, but you know, not me. I like all of those. If you like those, you'll probably like this. It sure does. I'm sure you heard me say it. I said it twice. I have EDT Intense. I do. It's nice. I don't wear it enough, though. It's actually my least favorite of the bunch. Gucci Guilty Cologne is a weird one that I do appreciate. That thing's great for the spring. I have not tried that yet. Born in Roma Coral Fantasy, which I'm a huge fan of. Gentle Fluidity Chrome, possibly. What's going on, my man? Sauvage is great for it. See, and he literally laughed out loud when I said that, though. Dumont Tresidor Melodia, that whole line's good. That whole line is good. Platinum Egoist is phenomenal. Oh yeah, yeah, man. I've only given 2 10s: Isola Blue and Seraphim Blue, both blues. Both are literally, for me, perfect. For everyone else, probably not. For me, perfect. Tomorrow's live stream came in Saturday. Yep, came in Friday or Saturday. I got it out the mailbox Saturday. I think it came in Friday, and we're gonna do tomorrow's live stream. No, sir, I've never smelled that fragrance. I swear on my life, I've never smelled that fragrance. You are mistaken, sir. You are mistaken. Watching you. Yeah, type of the restraining. No, it's nothing like that. Oh, Sting, hands down. No, not that Kellen. Kalen. He's been on a live stream on my sneaker channel. No, not Kellen. So shout out since South Jersey though. He's a good dude. Ashton told you about me? I'm kind of surprised. Shout out to Ashton. All right. I haven't talked to him in a while, not since the holidays. It's been a while since I've chatted with him. Bought more Sauvage Elixir, so good. Tresidor Celestia, but I appreciate that, my man. I'm very from the hip. I shoot from the hip, as you can see. So I try to have fun around here. Don't take me too seriously. I like to pick. I like to joke around. I like to have a good time. Man. Welcome. Bought more Sauvage. Sauvage Elixir is great. So we got one more to get into. Nothing. You should try Seraphim Blue. Yeah, whole lot of nothing. Exactly. Which Dolce & Gabbana? We got a lot of fragrances, my man. Based off what you said in the past, I found a better deal on the one EDP Intense. Should I buy it? Oh, no, but whichever one you can get cheaper, they're the same fragrance. Whichever one you can get cheaper. My boss arrived 3 days ago. I must have smelled it in store several times, kept going back to it, so I had to get a go. I'm glad we're on the same page, Sandy. I love it. I love it. It's smoothing over. That vanilla's coming in. It's getting creamy. I understand why creamy was one of the main accords. It's getting creamier. It is so good, though. Yeah, I think so. I think so, man, because the EDP was over Reserve Privé, believe it or not. I just like that Tolu Balsam, the creaminess to it. Here I get that and a heavy woody tone with some spice. Like it really speaks to my palate. That's a good one. That's a damn good one. That was one of my favorite releases last year. I wouldn't say unique, but it is a really good fragrance. Amber Ambroxan, a little spiced and aromatic, great everyday wear. Very masculine. For being Ambroxan, it doesn't smell as synthetic as you might think. Yeah, I've never tried that one. A lot of people, light blue, hell yeah. So which one were you saying? Similar, kind of, because Aqua di Gio is a much greener fragrance, whereas Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue is it's got more pepper and it's got an incense note. They do the same job. They got the same vibe. They make the same statement. I wear them in the same situations, but I prefer light blue. I'm a Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue guy. But all right, I actually made it to the bottom. Mugler Cologne time. Mugler Cologne come together. I should have grabbed it. An old bottle, vintage bottle of Terry Mugler Cologne. Bottle's a little dirty. leaked, maybe? I don't know. Here we go. They have all 6 or 7 or whatever of the flankers. They have the whole collection on there. Debated on getting all of them. Atomizer's lined up. Go ahead, Mugler. We're going to spray the lion's head twice. So, oh yeah, that's the same fragrance. Clean, soapy, citrus, green, neroli, woody, fresh, classic soap fragrance, you know, green and soapy. You got to like neroli. They only list 2 notes, but it's the same. It smells the same as the old one. Just I don't have that slightly soured, spoiled citrus at the top that I have in my vintage bottle. God, what a classic. What a classic. It was $58. It's the most expensive one of the bunch. They got all 7, but this is the priciest one. Some of them were $36, $38, 40. This one, which is the main one people are going to go after, of course, it's $58. Still not bad. Still right above my cheapie lines at $50. So still super affordable at $58. If I get every bit of 5 or 6 hours out of it, like I do with Mugler Cologne, I'm good. I'm good. This is one of the best soap fragrances ever. And it smells soapy because there's so much neroli in here. Even they don't list it. Let me pull up the notes. They don't list it anymore. Let's pull up the old Mugler Cologne first. So I have this bottle. Came out in 01. So neroli, white musk, bergamot, orange blossom, petitgrain. You guys know I love that petitgrain. That's why I like this stuff so much. So good. God, so good. Now, all the stuff it relates to, vintage green, original vetiver, sure does. Original vetiver's better, but not so much better. So see, they listed petitgrain and the white musk, but it's got the same accords. It's the same. It's the same. So don't worry about it. Even if it performs a little less. It was never a strong performer anyway. Some people get 2 or 3 hours. I think it's a little bit of nose fatigue, but it could be skin chemistry. You never know. Oh, man. Such a just uplifting, clean, like the poster child for clean fragrance right here. Mugler Cologne. I have 2 bottles now. I have a vintage bottle and I have the modern take. Mugler Cologne come together. See how they got 7.8? Yeah, 8 out of 10. Great. It's not special, but for what it is, it's elite. For a soap fragrance, it's elite. Elite tier. From the price point to the smell, it doesn't come across super synthetic and cheap to me. It's a clean, green, soapy fragrance. So good. Really some versatility here between these 3 fragrances. And honestly, these are 2 different personalities to wear to an office setting. These are both great office fragrances for 2 different people. If you like spicier, they're both musky fragrances, but this is soap. This is spice. 2 different personalities. This is a bit more serious. This is a bit more lax. Just laid back, you know. Casual Fridays, business meeting. Casual Fridays, business meeting. Both 8 out of 10. Both fall into that office scenario. Just my thoughts. You may agree. You may disagree. And look, I didn't need this. I mean, I don't need any of these, but I already have the old bottle of this. I just wanted to see. It smells identical to me. So I'm happy to have it. It's an addictive smell if you like clean, soapy fragrances. It really is. Let's get caught back up on this chat. Casual Chic is Blanc Eau Fresh meets Gentleman Only DNA. Coming this week. Hope it smells the same. It's the same. It strikes me the same. I've got a dent about yay big in my old bottle. I haven't worn it in a while. No, I'm not trying it right now. That's for a different stream. So I'm probably going to throw that in. So later this week, I'm going to be doing another round of the ones Kaylin sent me and the ones you sent me. And I'm going to throw in Delphinus that Miss Heather sent me. It's decent. Grapefruit and cannabis. See, I debated on grabbing all of them. I think all of them would have been like the other 6, because it's 7 total in the collection. To get the other 6 would have been like $200. Not bad. Did not like it, but now it's difference macerated love. And now I think it's a great fragrance. Dylan Blue. I don't know. Have you tried Zara Vibrant Leather Oud? No, I don't really have a lot of Zara experience. No, I think you'd like it. Aventus DNA, but Juicy Bergamot and Broxton Woods, a bit of leather lasts 6 to 8 hours. Dior Cologne. I mean, you can't go wrong there. Beautiful lemonade smell, that's for sure. Have Dumont's Soprano Elite on the way. Any new thoughts since you reviewed it this summer? My thoughts are the same. Consistent. I think the main ones I would recommend is the Barouge line and the Tressador line. That's the ones that get the biggest vote of confidence from me. Literally wore Ombre Rouge, which is the less shampoo-y type of smell of Herba Pura. Very enjoyable. Got a compliment from Lady at Subway for those of you that didn't see this morning's review yesterday. It was radiating. The sillage is crazy strong on that one. Overrated. Disagree. I think that's the best Eros, and I think a lot of people are about to agree with me in this chat. My man, I appreciate you. Thank you for the super chat. Late to the stream, just got my new bottle of 1 million cologne, and I am in sillage heaven. And see, it just goes to show, you never know who's going to like what, because most people hate that fragrance. Me and you, Mike, two of the few. Smells kind of like Invictus Aqua with a dry, dusty, synthetic rose note. It's kind of how I've always viewed it. I think it's pretty good. Special? No. Pretty good? Yeah. Naxos, Late Night Hype, rocking it. Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue today. Sir C.I. Sniffington, a true live chat celebrity. Good to see you, sir. Everyone should own a bottle of Mugler Cologne. Absolute classic. I agree that Original Vetiver is the final boss. Yes, it is. Happily own both. Mood lift and a bottle. Yeah. If you want the ultimate experience, the God tier, if you will, you got to go with the Creed Original Vetiver fragrance. It does have a more sophisticated vetiver note. It has a slight earthiness and a stronger woody presence. It's a deeper fragrance. It is a higher quality fragrance, but it's, $200 plus from discounters, depending on the bottle size. But it's special, but you do get a good enough experience, as you do with most clones, a good enough experience from this. And I don't know which one cloned the other, whatever. I think Original Vetiver came out for this, but whatever. Clones get the same moniker. This is a good enough. It's very close. It doesn't have the level of that slight earthy tone, but very similar. Very, very similar, and redundant to have both, but no harm in having both. Definitely no harm in having both. I agree with you on that, sir. Philosophia, great choice. I think there's a lot of people that would agree with you on that. That's actually my least favorite of the three. I like Colonia better, and of course, Ascenziale Blue is my favorite. Mr. Madsen, cheers. So we actually made it through in an hour and 13 minutes. I'll be damned. So what else do you guys got? Oh, for the gentleman that was asking the question earlier, this is that time, by the way, where we just talk about whatever, and I just, talk with the chat about whatever they want to chat about. Took a shower, and it's not gone. To all the people say 34.56 seconds and gone, bro. So it's anosmia, man. People go nose blind to that stuff. Wow. I can't believe they charged that. I bet they went quick. I did not see that. Basically niche original version of this. It smells like a niche Sauvage. The way the lavender comes across with that aromatic barbershop, fresh, spicy green smell. That was my ankle that popped loud as shit like that, by the way. Kajal Ferris, man. High-level versatility from Kajal. They put out some bangers. They really do. Good to see you, sir. Yeah, I missed out. Was sleeping. Someone sent me a screenshot today. Damn, that's impressive. That's impressive to hear. Man, I haven't even touched my Crystal Light. I didn't want to open another Diet Dr. Pepper for the stream. Got a little H2O with some Crystal Light lemonade. Sugar-free. Just some artificial sweetener, some good old chemicals in my water. Ooh, best whiskey fragrance. That's tough. It's hard to not say pure malt. Pure malt comes to mind immediately. The discontinued Amen flanker. That's iconic stuff right there. Patchouli and whiskey. It's phenomenal. Oh, God. What a price. Jeez. Well, eventually they get the axe. I mean, I got like a lifetime supply. I got my 75 ml with the dent in it, and I got a 200 ml sitting in the closet in the dark over there that I might never get to. Here we go. He copied and pasted, my man. Any cold weather fragrances for day and night? Looking at Salvatore Ferragamo, Uomo, or any of the Guerlain fragrances, specifically L'Intense. So L'Intense is still my favorite of the bunch. The Parfum and the Extreme are really close second and thirds. But if I had to go with one, and I literally got my travel atomizer right here of the L'Intense. The L'Intense is the best one to me personally. The smoke and the leather accord just make it so good. Man, that beautiful almond. It's still a little sweet, but not sweet like the EDT and the Eau de Parfum. It doesn't have that heavy cherry of the Eau de Parfum. I'm a fan. I would highly encourage you. You did a serious name drop right there. I would highly encourage checking out the L'Intense. But Ferragamo, Uomo, I would say Uomo's signature is far superior personally. You still get some sweetness. You get coffee and a soft leather. It's really good. It's not the coffee cake smell of regular Salvatore Ferragamo Uomo, which is great. If you like gourmands, go for it. But if you want something with a little bit more depth, go with Uomo's signature. I think that would be the better option there. Oof. My order of those would be French Defense first, Gambit, and then I've never tried. I don't recall trying Grandmaster, but French Defense, unquestioned number one in that position. Pretty basic, but man, it's good. I think the same thing. It's basic, but it smells really good. You can wear it for everything. Prada Ocean EDP, and it's all right. Just too warm to wear it. Yeah, it's definitely too warm for that right now. Not really, because I don't have many chocolate fragrances. I'm not a big chocolate fragrance guy. I don't plan on it. I do too. But I don't really reach for it anymore. Over time, it's become more and more like highly synthetic to me. And there's other like whiskey, booze dominant fragrances that I just prefer to it. There you go. That's up to you to go watch my newest video. I'll leave it that we did the kick check at the beginning. I can't help that you decided to come in late, because we did that at the beginning when somebody brought up sneakers, and I took a survey and everybody helped me with the laces, either navy or white laces. I can't help that you decide to show up late. You know, I mean, we can't wait to start the show for Smooth Operator. Just saying. Go check out today's video and you'll see what I'm wearing. I'm literally wearing them exactly as they were in the on-foot footage. I took a survey. White laces or blue laces? $20 at Ross. Second time I've seen a Mugler at my local store. I've seen them a few times in the women's section. I never see the men's Muglers. Years ago, I got Pure Coffee and Pure Malt from, was it Marshall's and TJ Maxx? It was one of the two when I lived in Texas. That was years ago when they discontinued them, back in like 2018 or something like that, or maybe even 2017. I think it was 2019. It might have been 2018, 2019, something like that. But I haven't seen any men's Mugler fragrances at a rack store since. No, sir. No, sir. No plans to do so. No, I think it's pretty highly rated. Unless you think it's perfect, then it would be underrated, because it's gotten a lot of praise. I don't know what. Do you not watch a lot of content over the years? Are you new to the space? Because that stuff's been hyped for years. It's especially in the fall and winter time or date night videos. You're gonna see that shit get raved about. I don't know what you're talking about. For it to be underrated, you would have to think it's perfect. Nitro Blue, everything is. It depends on if you like the scent profile. If it sounds like something you'd be interested in, you know. And some people can't do neroli. I like neroli. There's a lot of neroli here. That's what gives it that soapiness. Dark Rebel's a great fragrance. John Barbados. Terre d'Hermes Eau de Toilette, great choice. Workout question: for biceps, you training more slow twitch reps or fast twitch? I don't do any fast reps ever on anything. Like the last bicep workout, which was Saturday, I did alternating single arm preacher curl, because we had side by side at Fitness 360. They got the plate loaded, and then they got the pin where you can just pick your weight. So I would do single arm on the pin, and then with the actual plate loaded, I would do a closer grip double arm. So I was doing rotating left arm, right arm, rest a little bit, you know, usual rest time, then jump on, do the double arm, rest a little bit. And I did 3 and 3. So I did 6 sets total, but I did 3 sets single arm, 3 sets double. Then I did standing cable curls with my arms to the back, elbows back, so I could work the long head. Squeeze at the top on every rep for every bicep exercise that I did. And then I did the tricep rope for some drag curls to work in here. And it's always slow, controlled reps for me. The negative is not as important with biceps because you're putting a lot of tension on the tendon. You're putting most of the tension on the tendon on the negative doing biceps. It's not the same as a lot of the other muscle groups with the slow negative. So it's more about that slow, controlled motion with a good squeeze for me. And I don't, let it loose. I still control the weight down, but I'm not going as slow on a negative because it's all bicep tendon. Not all bicep tendon, but a lot of tension on the bicep tendon. I'm sure if Mike's still here, he'll chime in and probably reiterate a lot of what I just said. Kajal 3, damn good choice. Ocean Le Parfum, what a surprise. Best in line, in my opinion, full bottle worthy, and smells the furthest from the original. Ooh, I would like to. We talked about that the other day when we were on the phone. I was like, we haven't done a live stream in like 2 months. He said, actually, it's been 3. It's like, well, we're slacking. We need to figure something out. So hopefully the plan is maybe mid-month in September was what we talked about. We're going to try to iron out a date because the end of this month's pretty busy for both of us. So we're looking at maybe towards the beginning or middle of September. We're going to do our back and forth, one on my channel, one on his channel. Yeah, it usually takes weeks out for us to plan it with our schedules. And then on top of that, we're a few time zones apart. Justin's on the Pacific time zone. I'm Central. So he's 2 hours behind me. But I appreciate that, Sir Siaj. I sure appreciate that. We have a great time. I love doing stuff. Me and Justin are a true yin and yang doing content together, where we have a lot of the similar outlook, but I'm loud and outspoken. Justin's cool, calm, and collected. You know what I mean? We're very, as far as our approach, very yin and yang. The chemistry's off the charts with me and Justin. That is my guy. That is my brother from another mother for sure. Full bottle worthy. That sounds kinky. There you go. I have never heard of that Ajmal fragrance. I mean, most content creators just type in date night fragrances. That's your easiest way to go see somebody talking about it, and you'll come across a bunch of videos featuring it. Or type in Prada Luna Rosa Black in the search bar. That I haven't tried yet. Well, this was one of them. This was definitely one, and I'm blown away. That vanilla is coming out more. I see where the sweetness being the main accord. In the dry down, the sweetness is the main accord. It's not too generic of a vanilla, though. Thank God there's so much wood, variety of woods and vetivers and everything. It's interesting enough, thank God, because the opening's super attractive to me. I still get the coffee, too. Coffee's still hanging out. I pretty much got all the cold weather ones that I wanted to get. Then I'm just kind of like waiting to tag them in, you know? Now's definitely not the time. I mean, there's a reason I'm wearing a tank top. It's hot as hell outside. I've never gotten that one. Nope, never gotten it. Rank the following brands: Xerjoff, Creed, MFK, Parfums de Marly, Mancera. Well, because of my love for the brand, and it's the brand that I have the single largest number of fragrances for, it'd be stupid for me to not say Mancera number one. It's just me lying to myself if I pick something else at number one. So Mancera number one. Ooh, man. Now is where it gets challenging. Because I want to say Creed. I want to say Creed number 2, MFK number 3, Xerjoff number 4, Parfums de Marly number 5. And most people are like, really, Mancera, the lowest quality of the bunch. I love Mancera. Entry-level niche that offers a lot of variety. They're relatively affordable from discounters. I got over 40 now. I got 41. That's my 41st bottle getting amber full. I have 41 bottles, not counting samples and decants and stuff of that. So they're the most affordable line and a lot of bang for your buck. Already answered that. Yeah. Yeah, I always try to stay in the 12 to 15 range unless I'm doing a drop set at the end. If it's an exercise that I'm doing a drop set, um, which on the last double arm, I do a drop set. I'll go to a weight that I can only get like 6 or 7 reps off, because then I'm going to drop the weight and I'm going to end up getting to about 20 or so reps when it's all said and done through the drop set. That's when I'll go like really heavy and do a heavy low rep, a heavy weight low rep, really, really heavy weight low rep range, to where I can literally only shit out 6 or 7 reps, like really killing myself to get that 6 or 7. Because then I'm dropping weight. I'm cutting the weight almost in. I'm dropping like 30-40% of the weight for that next round, getting out probably another 7 or 8 reps, dropping that weight in half, and then that'll be the end of it. And I just go to failure, and literally cheat reps at the end. So it's beyond failure technically, because failure is once you lose proper form. I go beyond failure because I'm doing like little cheat reps, half reps at the end. It's only on certain exercises. They are. I did not know that. Quick shower, applied Luminis. This is such a fantastic fragrance. I haven't tried it. I didn't have any plans on it. If enough people want me to, sure, I'm open to it. Yeah, good luck finding that. That's the blue bottle, right? Slow and controlled. Time under tension is king. Fast twitching biceps sounds like a torn bicep. Yeah, for sure. I've done that. Thinking about it makes me cringe. Yeah. That does not sound good. My dad had a partially torn bicep from in the 80s. He had this little chunk missing from this bicep, and it was hanging down here. He could literally grab it and move it around, from the 80s when I was a little kid, when he was originally bodybuilding competitively. Yeah, he tore that, doing barbell curls too. No, I've never tried that one. Thank you, sir. Nasamato Bar. Yeah, that's a beast too. I've never tried it. So I don't know. I'm leaner than Justin. Very much leaner than Justin. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm much more vascular and leaner than Justin. Justin's in great shape, though. He got way bigger. He put on some size. That's his genetic gift, though. Like triceps, that's a genetic gift for Justin. 15 mil might need a backup. No, it's still my least favorite of the bunch. I rank the Eclat because of the wearability of it, number one. Then the EDP, then Essential, then the Intense is the way I would rank them currently. Pine Rocks, good to see you, sir. I haven't tried that one. I actually can't weigh in. Just aim for failure. If that's 8 reps, that's fine. If you can't get 50, yeah, don't. I'm with Mike on this. I try to get to a certain rep range, but that's because I'm doing a weight that I think I could get to that in, to where I'm struggling to get to that. Like I'm not like 15 and I stop, or 12 and I stop. Like if there's reps in the tank, if I get to 15 and I got 3 more reps in the tank, I do the 3 reps. Train with intent and intensity. You guys have heard me say that before. I'm sure Mike will agree with that. Train with intent and intensity. The intent to really deplete the muscle by doing so with intensity. That's why I say that. Intent and intensity. Ooh. That's tough. I got a bunch. Epico Parfums Vanille Noir comes to mind. That's one of the best airy incense fragrances I've ever smelled. Look that one up. Vanille Noir. Vaninoire. Epico. E-P-I-C-O. Epico Parfums. I mean, I can tell him, look, they were talking about our triceps. We got to hit a tricep pose in the next one, man. I could tell him that he might be game. I don't know if he will or not. I don't know. I will try to remember that. I can't guarantee it, though. I don't know. We'll see. Because, yeah, he's got a strong right tricep. He really does. That's, like I said, that's a genetic gift for him, is his triceps. I have not. Aquatic Gym, similar Profondo, noted. And it kisses Oz. You know, you can say ass. YouTube won't hold that comment. You can say ass. I like it. I think it's better than people are giving it credit for, but I come into it looking at it a certain way. you know, and I'm trying to place it where it suits. And I think it's a good office setting fragrance. Gun to my head, I would go with Dior Homme Sport in this situation. I think it's very similar to Dior Homme 2020 with added depth. Good to see you, sir. So we just hit an hour and a half. We still got 150. I'm surprised we didn't drop off more than that because we were over 200 at our peak. We had like 210, 215, something like that at our peak. There was some interest in Sauvage Eau Forte. I figured there would be, especially the controversy of me liking it and giving it an 8 out of 10. Oh, God, I'm going to get crucified by some people. I wonder how many are going to call me a shill even though I bought it from Fragrance Buy. You know, like LVMH does anything with me, you know. I'm on payroll for LVMH is what they'll say. Yeah, sure. I wish. LVMH, cut your boy a check. Holla. It sounds great. Just know I'm going to tell people what I really think. You cool with that? Cut me a check. I'm hearing it's better than Louis Vuitton. Really? That's bold. Skeptical about the performance, but who cares? It slaps. Hey, there's somebody that likes it. We had several in the chat that liked it, several that didn't. So I don't know what you're trying to say when you put kisses Oz. What does that mean? Starwalker has been my favorite scent for years. Gone through multiple bottles, looking for an extreme version. Get Bulgari Pour Homme is about as close as you're going to get. Bulgari Pour Homme. BV, or you can go under BU, but BVLGARY Pour Homme. It smells like, it does perform way better, and it smells like a better take on Starwalker. It's very similar to it. Bulgari Pour Homme. The Extreme's so much greener. You'll see an extreme version of Bulgari Pour Homme, and it is a little bit stronger, but the original Pour Homme is closer to that profile, and it's way better performing than actual Mont Blanc Starwalker. So when it comes to college, go Tigers and go Heels, UNC and LSU. And I mean, I when I moved to Colorado, when they were shit before Deion Sanders got there, I was pulling for the Buffaloes. When I move somewhere, I got to have a local team to pull for. Here, I'm pretty much pulling for the Florida A&M Rattlers. Got my HBCU team, and all the other teams that I would care to pull for are ACC colleges. So I ain't pulling for them because North Carolina's an ACC. But as far as baseball, I've been a Marlins fan, Astros, Braves, mainly the Astros and the Braves. That's my main teams that I grew up watching because I'm from Louisiana. We didn't have a team, but we could watch the Braves and the Astros on TV. So I grew up watching the Braves, the BGO Bagwell era, Maddox and Glavine and Smoltz and Andrew and Chipper Jones and Dave Justice. That era, the early and mid-'90s. I grew up watching, so I'm Astros and Braves fan technically, but I do love the Marlins. The old Florida Marlins logo, I think, is one of the greatest logos in sports history, as well as Chief Wahoo. May he rest in peace. I got some Chief Wahoo hats for the Cleveland Indians because we were the Indians in my, little league team. We had Chief Wahoo. I grew up with Chief Wahoo on my hat during baseball season. But as far as basketball, I'm a home team guy. New Orleans Pelicans back when they were the Hornets. I was a New Orleans Hornets guy. I was a Charlotte Hornets guy before we had a team. It was funny because I grew up a Charlotte Hornets fan, and then in 2002 they came to New Orleans. Like, we got the Hornets. Oh my God, what's the odds? But yeah, I'm a diehard Saints fan through and through. I do root for the Ravens. They are my AFC team of choice, but not over my Saints. If I had to pick one team out of everything to root for, who dat? Okay, who dat? Through and through. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for asking. That's who turned me on to it, by the way. For those of you that didn't know, this used to be MG. He changed his profile. This is who put me. He was on me for like 2 years to try Bulgari Pour Homme. That's who turned me on to it. It is a far superior version. Never tried it. Disagree, my man. But to each their own. Intent and intensity. Couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you, Mike. I feel like that's a good tagline. Intent and intensity. That's where I'm at with it. Very. Yes. Very redundant. I wouldn't do that. Definitely here. Panama City Beach. I did like it in Sugarland a lot. And if we were to go back to Texas, which may happen one day, Probably the Conroe Spring area. Further north, we go north of Houston this time, but we really like it here. We want to stay in Florida. We might not buy a house in Panama City Beach specifically because it's outrageous here for the house we want. But we're trying to not leave the state and stay near a beach. Wife's shopping around a few places right now within the next year to 2 years, depends. Maybe next fall, maybe the fall after. Whichever of the two makes the most sense for us is when we're going to purchase a home. So I might be buying a home next year. 50-50 and then 50-50 for floating to the next year. But within the next 2 years, we are buying a home. And the plan is here. Backup plans going to Texas. But yeah, we love it here in PCB. Love it. Like I was telling her, I didn't get this tropical tattoo for no reason. You know, get my watch off. I didn't get this sunrise tropical over the water tattoo with palm trees and shit for no reason. I want to stay at the beach. I love it. Yeah, the humidity's a bitch. Yeah, no shit. $5 super chat. I appreciate you, my man. I don't know. I think in the mixed tag match at Bash in Berlin, which Wednesday, me and Dedrick are supposed to do our Bash in Berlin preview show. Subscribe to the Sports Desk Live. That is going to be day after tomorrow on Wednesday. We have to do it on Wednesday. And I think you're going to see a riptide on Dominic. But a true one-on-one, I don't necessarily think we're going to get, but you never know. But I appreciate the super chat. Yeah, Chief Wahoo is one of the greatest logos. It's top 3 all-time logo in sports history to me. Yes. There are several. You want to go after something with Florentine iris in it. It's going to be a little bit more earthy. Man, Evening Mystique's not on the market anymore. I would have said my last fragrance was a Haroff. It says natural iris. What would be a good one to say? I mean, I don't know how you feel about Seraphine Blue. It's a minty green aquatic, but it's got a dominant iris. Maybe, maybe not for you. I don't know. Maybe get a sample, but it depends on what you're looking for mainly. You're looking for like iris being the featured note or a supportive note where it's noticeable. Because I would say something along the lines of, what would be a good one to recommend here? I want to give a good recommendation, not a generic one, because we got to go niche here. Because designers, most of the time, they're not spending the money because it's the most expensive fragrance oil. Natural iris is the most expensive fragrance oil. And they're cutting corners on that. They ain't trying to drop that kind of cheese. It was 80 grams a kilo 3 years ago. I don't know what it is now. Shit. Ooh. You want something impressive? Get you a sample. Do not blind buy this fragrance. Get you a sample of Mancera Black Prestigium. I don't know how you feel about Leather Nude. Violet Iris Rose. One of the most impressive fragrances I've ever smelled. One of the best irises. If you want a cleaner iris, I don't know if Aaron Terrence Hughes is still making ATH Ohm. That's like 9.75 out of 10. That's as close as it gets to 10 for me. That's one of the best irises I've ever smelled, ever. Very clean, but natural. ATH Ohm, I would suggest. We had beef for years, and we squashed it last year. Had a conversation. We talked. He just hit me with like he tried to break the ice before I got this. He reached out to me, congratulate me on it, like probably about 2 weeks before I hit the 100K. Before I got, you got to hit the 100K, then they invite you to redeem the plaque and all that. He reached out to me, congratulated me, and we hadn't talked for years. We had some bad blood, and he was sending me some voice messages and told him how I really felt. And we had, next thing you know, we're on the phone for a while, hours. Most of my day was spent on the phone with Ashton that day. And had a real good talk. Talk cars, video games, the community, fragrance, all that good stuff. Had a real good talk. And after that, talked to him several more times. So we're cool. Would I say we're close friends? No, definitely not. Haven't talked to him since the holidays. Wished him Merry Christmas and all that stuff. I think Christmas time was the last time I talked to him, but we're good. A year ago, would not have said this. I've said no comment. Trying not to stir drama, but we're good. No issues with him whatsoever. I wish him the best. I understand his place and the respect level he gets in the community and the viewer's eyes. in most viewers' eyes. There's a reason he's a bigger channel like he is. No issues here. None whatsoever. Do you know him personally? Because you said he told you about me. Did he mention me in content, or do you know him and he spoke about me in conversation? Because you have me curious. Who dat? That's a New Orleans Saints thing. You have to be familiar with Saints fans and American football. You might not even be in America. I don't know. I have Nordic Fougere. That's the only one I have. We had a conversation while I was at the gym Saturday about his newest video. He wanted me to critique him and everything. I gave him some feedback and all that. He's working on it. I mean, like I told him, I said, the critiques I'm giving you, I said, you got to remember, you've been through WWE's developmental system. There's nothing I can teach you that they haven't taught you about speaking on camera. All your promo teachings and you spoke on the mic, you do appearances and shit. You do talk shows, you do Food Network stuff. Like, I think he'll smooth things out a bit more. He has a huge passion for fragrances, guys. He's just so excited to talk to you about fragrance that you can see the wheels are turning while he's talking, like what he wants to say next. He's not flowing. You know, that was what we talked about, is just, you know, laying back a little bit more so he can flow a bit more with his thoughts, because that's what it is. He's so excited to talk about fragrance. That man loves fragrance. You hear me? Tree trunks. Hell yeah. Congratulations. Hell yeah. That's the heyday right there, man. Ooh. Raw is on soon. Yeah, we will be shutting this down very soon. We're starting to drop off more and more. We're down to 127 people. We're losing more and more. Most animalic. Nothing really comes to mind that I would consider the most animalic. Nothing's jumping in my mind. I mean, I got a bunch of stuff that I would call very animalic, but nothing that stands taller than the others. Sorry, I don't have a good answer for you. I've tried a few in the past. T-Rex was like wild. No, I'm not a Draconian Noir guy. Probably Cool Water. I think it came out in like 82, right? Probably Cool Water. Now, Sally, you know damn good and well I ain't got no clue what that first fragrance is. What the hell is that? Zodiac Fou Secret? I've never even heard of that. You just spoke like Greek to me. I don't know what that is. Oh, damn. Yeah, that's phenomenal. Because it's discontinued. I'm not going to recommend something that's been off the market for a couple of years, you know? If you could still easily buy it, like no big deal, and go to Zahara's website, buy it, of course I would have told you. Business over pleasure. Yeah, definitely get a sample. That's not a blind buy safe fragrance at all. No, you're not. I'm calling bullshit, because you would have not asked me what who dat was. Unless you were saying who dat with a question mark, because that is the way to say it. Is that what you were doing? Because if you're an actual Saints fan, you know what it is. If you were asking me what who dat is, you are not a Saints fan. There's no way. There's no way that you didn't know what that is and you're a Saints fan. So can you elaborate for me? Were you just saying it with the question mark? Because technically that's what it is. It's a question. Who dat? It's technically a question. Were you just saying it appropriately, typing it appropriately, or were you asking me what it was? And now that I've given you the answer, I think you're going to give me the correct answer anyway. I don't wear a whole lot to the gym, here and there. Like if you see me in a video, say I'm going to just wear it to the gym because I do my content before I go to the gym. I do all the stuff in the morning, then I go to the gym like midday. Sometimes it pushes my day a bit later. But I don't really wear anything niche to the gym. The Giant Connoisseur is his channel. He's got almost 6,000 subs. He's got 4 recorded videos and a few shorts. His newest video came out Saturday. I haven't tried the EDP yet. The EDP just came out this year. Anyhow, Bruno Fazoli's founder. Yeah, I've never heard of it. I have not. Oh, I didn't know. I thought you were talking to me. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Never heard of that. Very everyday wear. Much more approachable than I think people realize when they look at the note breakdown. Very easy to wear, like mass appealing fragrance. That's why I said most people, because he has changed his approach. You know, he's gotten a bit more goofy. You know, he's let that side of his personality come out more. Hey, man, after all these years and all the content, I get it. You got to try new stuff. And as long as he's having fun doing his content, that's all that matters. That's all that matters to me, as long as I'm having fun doing my content. Okay, making sure, because when you said, I thought you were asking me, and I was like, there's no way you're a Saints fan if you're asking me. It's my new favorite designer release of the year over Boss the Scent Elixir. I have a new favorite. Fan since 94. Hell yeah. Florida Lee's right there, my man. I'm from Houma, 45 minutes southwest of New Orleans. Creed Royal Mayfair. Get a sample. Try it. And when you realize how elegant and perfect it is for a warm weather wedding, you can thank me later. Malcolm Jenkins. Wow. All right, then. Yeah, I wouldn't put the Florida Lee there anymore, but yeah. That'd be cool, because that's a great fragrance. That is a phenomenal fragrance. Because people want to try to find something as an affordable option, and I don't think they're quite the same fragrance. I think that's a cop-out, personally. Anything cheap and fresh, because I'm not the type that wears the strong, crazy stuff to the gym. I don't want people coming bother me at the gym unless I know you. I ain't trying to talk to you at the gym. I'm clanging and banging. I don't give a fuck about other people while I'm at the gym. I'm respectful with gym etiquette, but I ain't trying to chat with random people. You know, unless the mood strikes me and I got to compliment you on your shoes and shit. Like, this is a dude that has basically my closet when it comes to J's, and he's a UNC guy. He's always wearing UNC stuff. Me and him chat, and I got a few other friends, very, very few, that I'll stop and talk to. But for the most part, I'm locked in. Headphones on, I'm in the zone doing my thing. So you have a loud fragrance. People might want, hey, what you wearing? It smells good. I ain't trying to do all that. I ain't trying to do all that at the gym. That's the one place I'm not looking for no compliment on my fragrance. I disagree, but to each their own. Then again, I mean, there's certain sweet fragrances that you wouldn't think that are too much for summer. So to each their own. He's not wrong. I just don't completely agree. Oh, you ain't, don't mention it, man. You ain't got to sweat that. Yeah, he's been a bit off the wall with his approach over the last, let's say, year or so. Heard you mention goat, Dr. Pepper earlier. Favorite soft drink, Diet Dr. Pepper. I'm a Diet Dr. Pepper person. That is my favorite soda of all time. I have a straight up Diet Dr. Pepper addiction. We're at an hour 48. We're down to 121. I appreciate those of you that have been hanging. I think we can go ahead and call it a day and shut it down. Tomorrow we'll be doing Emerald Mirage, the new release from Sphinx, banana and fruits. I have looked at the note breakdown. I'm pretty damn excited about this. Banana and tropical fruits. It sounds good. It does. I'm hoping. The last several releases have been fantastic. So just to recap real quick, Sauvage Eau Forte. I think people that are pouring it on thick about how bad it is are being dramatic. I don't think it's bad. I quite like it. The dry down's gotten a bit interesting. Like I said, that star anise has creeped in. It's got this licorice, slight funky, spicy smell with the musk and all that. So I think maybe that's off-putting for some. Mugler Cologne, of course, an 8 out of 10. Classy, clean soap fragrance. Smells just like the old version. Can't go wrong. And Gentleman's Society Extreme is my now favorite release of the year. It has toppled Boss the Scent Elixir for me. I still get a light coffee, a light spice, creamy vanilla with a smorgasbord of woody notes that give almost this creamy, resinous, woody tone. Not balmy like the Eau de Parfum with that Tolu Balsam note, but this like creamy resin wood smell. And the vanilla is definitely what's making it creamy. This is so good. It's It's not overwhelmingly iris, but light powdery floral in the background. It's not dominant like it was in the beginning. 9.5 out of 10. I love it. I like it a lot, is what we'll say with that one. So thank you for everybody that gave super chats. Thanks for everybody that hung the whole way through. It was great to have a conversation with you guys. Again, we'll be back tomorrow. Check out one of today's 2 videos if you haven't yet. Of course, we'll have content in the morning. Any of you sneakerheads, AE1 Low Indigo, Anthony Edwards Olympic shoes that came out a couple days ago. I put that review out a little while ago. They came in. I couldn't wait. I immediately did the video on those. That's what I was doing in the hour plus leading up to this live stream. So thank you guys for coming and hang with me. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll see you tomorrow.